Welcome to a 5-minute recovery, cool down, mobility, runner stretching routine, whatever you want to call it. Nothing too crazy, keep it nice and short. You've already taken the time out of your day to do the run. We're all very guilty of skipping this bit out. So without further ado, let's get into it. So you can either start on your knees with me, or if this is uncomfortable, feel free to just stay in that cross-legged position if you can as well, to get that nice deep stretch through the back of the feet. Come up onto the toes. When you get there, relax the shoulders away from the ears. Drop the shoulder blades down the body. Close your eyes if you can. And we're just going to start to deepen the breath. So slowly slowing down the heart rate. Deep breaths in through the nose and let it roll out through the nose or the mouth, whatever feels most comfortable. And then on your next exhale, release the hands down in front of you or come to tabletop position. Have your palms underneath your shoulders, knees underneath your hips. And try and keep that nice neutral spine to start with. And then on an inhale, we're going to drop the belly, lift the chest. Exhale to round and contract, tuck the tailbone under. 2 more of these with your own breath. Inhaling to drop the belly, exhaling to round. Last one, lifting the chest, exhaling to round. And then next time you're down in that neutral tabletop position, tuck the toes, send the hips back, downward facing dog. So the aim here isn't for the heels to be touching the ground. You can have a nice deep bend in the knees. You're just sending your heels towards the mat, whatever that looks like for you. So you can have a nice deep bend, more focus on sending the belly towards the thighs. Nice long spine, pushing into the palms, pushing into the fingertips. You can be nice and fluid to start, so pedaling the feet. And then on your next inhale, you're going to bring the left leg in, send the right leg up high, pointing into the toes, squeezing the glutes, and then bring the knee in towards the chest, drop the foot between the palms, lower the back knee, and we'll find that low lunge position. So really melting the hips down, growing light on the fingertips, sending the shoulders away from the ears to open up through the chest, and really focus on melting the hips down to get that nice deep stretch through the hip flexor. Really important after a big long run. We can be very tight in the hips. And then we're going to bring the right hand on the inside of the foot, so over towards the left side of the mat. Heel toe that right foot over to the right side, and then again sinking the hips down to that lizard pose. And this will again look different for everyone. You can stay up here, you can come down to the forearms. And then if you like, you can also roll onto the outer edge of that right foot to really open up through the hip. Getting into the glutes as well now. Beautiful stuff. On an inhale, rising up. And then we'll heel toe that foot back. So framing the foot with your hands, growing light on the fingertips. And you can either keep this back heel lifted, or you can release the toes down, coming onto the front top of that foot. And then we're just going to rock the hips back. Send the front toes up towards the ceiling, and then we'll find a half splits position. So that front leg as straight or as bent as you like, just really working to feel the stretch. Trying to keep the hips nice and square. If you like, you can come to sit all the way back. So hips towards the glutes, hips towards the glutes, hips towards the heel. Keep breathing down here, flexing through that front foot. Doesn't matter if that front knee is very generously bent, just however to feel that stretch. No pain. And then we're going to roll forward really slowly, articulating all the way through that front foot. Pick up the back. Mistake. Tuck the back toes under, ground through both palms, send the right leg back to meet the left for plank pose. And then we're going to shift our weight forward, slowly lowering down. Bring the hands as wide as the mat. Inhale, a little back stretch, so a little back bend. Inhale and reach the chest forward and up. Release back down, tuck the back toes, bring the hands back underneath the shoulders, send the hips high and back. Downward facing dog. We'll go straight onto the other side, so right foot in. Left leg up high, pointing the toes. Exhale, bring it in between the palms, drop the foot between the palms, lower the back knee. We find that low lunge position again. So melting the hips down and forward, light on the fingertips. Shoulder blades down, shoulders away from the ears. And breathe when you get here. You can sort of rock back and forward. You can stay still, completely your choice. From here, bring this left hand on the inside of the foot. Heel toe the left foot to the left side of the mat. And then you can find your version of lizard pose. So we're just sinking the hips down, maybe on our forearms. Also, if space is available, you can rock onto that outer edge of the left foot. Find your breath, find what feels good. Beautiful, and then use an inhale to rise. Bring that left foot on the inside of the palms. Grow light on the fingertips. And then again, your choice for this back foot. You can have a bit of a foot stretch or release it down. And then send the hips back, pointing the toes up towards the ceiling. And then you can stay here. You can maybe fold forward. You can sit all the way back. I actually find you get more of a stretch if you stay up here. But see what feels good for you. Once you find it, stay there and breathe. And then we're going to slowly rise. So walking forward on the fingertips, placing the foot down, ground through both palms, send that left leg back to meet the right. And then we're going to send the knees wide, toes touching, hips all the way back, melting the heart down, forehead can rest on the mat. Reaching forward with the fingertips at the same time, sending them hips back towards the heels. And then you can stay here for as long as you like. Maybe 5 minutes, maybe 10, whatever you've got time for, whatever time allows. And then you can gently rise up, back to that seated position. And you're all done. Well done.